Hey everybody, it's Steve. I'm going to be doing a follow-up video to my how to move funds from Binance US to the Binance Smart Chain. And it's just going to be a quick little video. I don't have my green screen set up, so I'm going to pop off my camera and I'm going to go over some of the tools that you can use once you have money on the Binance Smart Chain to be able to find out where to invest them. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the video and then I'll start talking about what I'm going to talk about today. Okay guys, so I did this video. It showed you how to move money into your Binance Smart Chain wallet, which I have right here. I'm actually not logged into this one because I don't use it, because I also provided links in that video for how to set up your MetaMask. So as you can see here, I'm on my MetaMask on the Binance Smart Chain. One thing that happens sometimes, this shows up like Ethereum when you're on MetaMask. All you got to really do to fix that is really quick go to the Ethereum one. As you can see, don't have that much ether. Even though it's $253, still cannot do that much with that much ether. One swap, when I look at it most of the time, look, I'll show you the problem, right? So I have these tokens right here, $183 worth of tokens. I bought these back a while ago for about $100, so I'm up. I want to try to do a swap to Ethereum, and I know this isn't the cheapest way to do a swap using the MetaMask tool, because they add a little MetaMask fee into doing this. But let's just look what I'd have to do to try to do this. All right, so the fee would be $97, which would erase all of my profits, and that's on the estimated fee. There's a max network fee here that probably wouldn't happen, but is $312, so it's more Ethereum than I even have. So this is why so many of us are starting to look into, let me back out of this and cancel out of the swap, the Binance Smart Chain. Because when we're on the Binance Smart Chain, I only have this much BNB currently sitting on this wallet, and still I'm able to do lots of different assets. As you can see, I have a few things here. I put some DOT onto the chain. I have some BNB. I've been farming with DAI and BUSD. And as you can see, all of these tokens, just so you know when you have to add them, they are special contracts on the Binance Smart Chain with different contract addresses than the Ethereum one. So when you port your tokens over, it's basically a copy of those tokens on the Binance Smart Chain. That's a 1-for-1, and then when you port them back over, you get the other tokens back. This is the centralization of this chain, though, because Binance kind of has all those assets under their control when you're swapping them around on here. If you're not comfortable with that, I understand it. I feel like Binance is a big enough company now. They're making money a lot of other ways. Yes, they could pull off one of the biggest scams ever, but then CZ and all of those leaders, they would have to go into hiding. I mean, who wants to be a multi-billionaire who has to be in hiding when you could still be maybe a couple billionaire who's just rich and can travel the world and do whatever you want? So that's why I'm not super worried about it. There has been a couple hacks. There has been a couple rug pulls. We're going to go over some of that stuff. And I'm going to let you know that in any kind of DeFi smart contract world, there's some risk. I've got hacked a couple times. I'm not hacked personally, but I've been in projects that got hacked or rug pulled when I tried out some on Tron. I haven't had that happen to me on Ethereum, but it has happened. And then it has happened a couple times now on the Binance Smart Chain. Unfortunately, there are a lot of scammers in the crypto world when it comes to these decentralized finance areas. And that's a big disappointment for me, because anybody who thinks that you don't need to protect users from this kind of stuff, it's just not a good feel for people when you have these kind of things. Now, Binance has refunded a couple customers in some big exit scans and rug pulls, and I don't know if they'll always be able to do that, but if they find out about it quick enough, since it is centralized and the hacker, just like us, would have to convert things off by doing exchanges with the Binance chain and then depositing those BEP2 tokens into Binance or Binance US, because those are the only place you can send them, you they can stop them, and they can keep those funds out of the hackers' hands and then look to refund them to the customers in the platform. So there is a little bit of protection in that. So you will, there's some good things and bad things in all centralization and decentralization stuff. If all of us were great coders, then it wouldn't be a big deal. All right, so first I'm going to show you guys the Binance Smart Chain Explorer. This is where you would need to come to find token addresses of the tokens that are on the Binance Smart Chain to add them to your wallet if you want to make sure that things are working. Luckily the chain's pretty good about once you have an asset, it's showing up in your inventory. I've noticed that pretty easily, that I haven't had to add a lot when it comes to MetaMask. I do have to add them on here, and one of the problems is on the Binance one is that when you go to add them, sometimes I've seen it come up with the Ethereum one when you search it, so you really have to find the contract addresses here. It's not that hard to do. Like, I don't know, let me see. So here you go. Well, that's the Polkadot. Here we go. Binance Peg Polkadot token, $27. Here you have to be careful. Somebody kind of made a couple things that might confuse people. But see, that's how I would find the Binance Peg token contract. I would pull it up, and then I would just copy this contract address, and then you would add it to your wallet just like you added a custom token on Ethereum, and you would pull it up. Now, I won't be able to add this one because I already have DOT. But this is what you need to do. You need to find the real token. You need to look into the market cap. You need to do a little bit of research to make sure you don't accidentally get the wrong tokens. Now I'm going to show you the safer way to find projects on Binance Smart Chain. And I'll have links to this site in the website below, but this is called Defystation.io. It tracks, it's kind of similar to DeFi Pulse, except for it was made by Binance. I think it looks pretty good, but it kind of shows how much money has been locked on the Binance Smart Chain and how it's going up and up and up. So there is a lot of users that are coming over to here. This is also going up so much is because the value of BNB has gone up a lot. So this isn't all user growth. Some of it is BNB going up and some of it is user growth. If we really can take off from here at the 4.6 and start heading up to 7, 8, 9, $10 billion lock, this is going to be pretty exciting. You're going to want to see this number keep going up. If you don't see this number going up, then we're not getting as much adoption as that we want in the Binance Smart Chain. But this is where they're going to list the projects that kind of Binance has dubbed as being like the more superior, more trusted, and not brand new. They're basically, when something first comes out, they have to get onto this list, they have to do some certain things. Same thing with DeFi Pulse, how you have to have an audit or prove some different things to them. You have to do the same thing here. And you can get a quick look at like what they are, whether it's a lending place. They call Pancake Swap a spot trading place, even though this is also farming. You got earn category where they kind of put farms inside the earn. This one is an assets one, and then you can click on any one of these, and once you click on them, they'll give you more information on what it is. They'll give you some information on its total valued lock, so you can follow if the project has been growing or shrinking. They will also talk to you. They will give you links to the website, the GitHub, other documentation, links to their Twitter, their Telegram, and links to their blog. So this is your premium site to come and check out sites that are, the more serious projects, the ones that have been around. The thing is, you're not going to find the brand new projects here. So you're not going to get in right away if you're here. You can also see whether or not they've passed their audit with the green check mark. And if they've submitted an audit, I believe is what they have to have done to be on here, but some of them haven't got them back yet. But this is the place I would come to first to see if a project is on here, find legitimate projects and things like that. The second place you can look for projects, and this is where you're going to have the chance to find the brand new projects, the ones that might moon like crazy and go up a whole bunch, is if you come over to the Binance chain, they have added in under resources the yield farm list. So the yield farm list will talk about ongoing and upcoming projects, and On some of the upcoming ones, the things that are confusing, these were older ones that had a rug pull, and then they didn't. I don't know why they're over here, but you can come here and check ongoing programs, and you can see when they started. So these two right here, Goose Finance and Pancake Swap, are two of the newer ones that started on just the 11th of February, and Birthday Cake is one that started on only the 12th. Ice Cream Swap is one that started just on the 5th, and then Pizza Fountain started on just the 3rd. And so you see, you can go down here and you can look at all the different ones that have come out. You can find some of them that are not on the other area. These projects take more research, though. They haven't been vetted out by the Binance team. They haven't submitted everything they need to make it to Defystation. These carry a ton more risk. 100% way more risk if the site is here and not on the other one. That doesn't mean that the other ones can't have issues either, though, because we had an issue the other day where Ice Cream Swap got hacked and they lost all of their money was tricked and pulled out of the site. So they're seeing if they can get anything back from Binance. I'm not invested in Ice Cream Swap, so I'm not going to go over that very much. But you can kind of see under the DYOR that this one got drained. This one is accused of a rug pull. Now, these aren't guaranteed that they did that. And as we go through here, maybe we can... Oh, here's another one with a rug pull. Here's some sites that have gone offline. Here's another one where there was a rug pull. Here's another one accused of a rug pull. And so there's some danger here, and it's not super clear how people brand these as a rug pull. So if it's labeled, though, I would be very, very careful about going here. But I'm going to go ahead and take you over to, we'll open up Birthday Cake just to get a feel for how you can access the site from there. So you'll take it to here. I've been here before, so it connects with your wallet, and then you can look at the site. Now, this one is a very, very new vault. They've only got $200,000 of liquidity, so you can get a very big return for your money here. They actually were having a pre-sale where they sold out very, very, very quickly, and this chain is still waiting to get going, so you can't really use it yet. They are all right now pretty much kind of copies of Pancake Swap. So I'll show you that as I show you Pancake Swap. And that's a little bit concerning. I mean, they're literally the exact same layout. They also all came with like dark mode and like the same thing. So this is a little bit worrisome when you see one that's just a copy. I haven't looked into Birthday Cake enough to know anything about it, and I haven't invested anything in it. But this is, it's not a terrible looking site. They have a lot more high returns, like in the 5,000 ranges. But that's because it's a brand new site. Nobody knows what's going to happen here. And nobody knows, the contract hasn't been audited. You'd be getting into something on day 1 or day 2 if you got into one of these projects. And if it turned out to be legitimate, you would probably make a very large return on your investment. And if it turned out to be a hack, you'd lose everything you put in. So that's something you have to be careful of when you use the yield farm list to find a brand new project. Then we're going to go ahead and look at, so this is Goose Finance. I am invested in this one. Goose Finance is kind of a copy of Pancake Swap when it comes to their thing, but their big thing is they found a problem in the code of Sushi Swap and Pancake Swap and Ice Cream Swap that would allow the admins to move funds out of it. They published that code, kind of putting other projects on the spot. They said they took that code out of their project, and any other project that did not remove that code would be in trouble. I got into this project. I bought a few eggs back when they were $14. They're up to $26 now. I have some money invested in some of the farms. I'm not going to be doing any referrals to these sites. Most of them don't have referrals. I'm just showing them to you. I'm not a financial advisor. Just because I put a little money in doesn't mean you should. You got to do your own research, figure out if you want to take a chance on these. So I have a little bit of these are kind of fun pools to invest in my opinion. This is DAI and BUSD. So this is stable versus stable. So it removes your impermanent loss. There is a deposit fee on this site. And the kind of fun part about this is their deposit fee leads to them doing token burns. So I'm going to pull up their Telegram. This is their regular Telegram. I'm just kind of following along, but they also have, sorry, I should have pulled this up ahead of time, their announcements. So they got listed on CoinGecko today. They got listed on CoinMarketCap. So the project have these big announcements that are coming out. Their value locked is up to 10 million. It was around 7 million the other day. So that's nice that it made a nice jump up. And then they are doing token burns. So see, here's a buyback of eggs, where they show you that eventually the eggs, that you can go to the wallet and you can verify that they're transferring the eggs from the wallet to the 0.0.0.0 address that no one has access to according to the team. So they're burning eggs. Here's 600 eggs, 800 eggs burned, 22,000 worth, 3,000, 3,000. And where are they getting the money for burning these eggs? So they did copy. They're going to be having a lottery system similar to how Pancake Swap does. But the deposit fees are used to buy back eggs. So on every pool here, except for certain ones that involve eggs, they have a deposit fee. So when you want to put in BNB and BUSD LP tokens, they have to give them 4%. They use that 4% liquidity to go ahead and buy back eggs and then burn them. They don't use all of it for that. And I'll try to put a link to their Medium page so you can go through everything if you want to check them out. It explains everything that they're doing. So I went ahead and I put in some money here. I paid 4%. I put in $200. So they took 8 tokens, which is actually worth $16 because each token is worth 1 of each thing. So I farmed some eggs and then I sold 1 egg for 20 bucks, got my $16 back. And now I'm starting to use the nest to go ahead and just deposit my eggs that I'm making and just compounding this earning, because they have that great feature for people who want to get into the other pools to farm, and they do have really big rewards in some of these other pools. You have to go ahead and give them a 4% cut of whatever you put in, and it's just on the deposit, it's not on the withdrawal, but they're using that to be able to buy up the eggs to kind of burn as a deflationary way to keep the supply from getting out of control. So this is a different idea. So on this one, I felt a little more comfortable because it's not an exact clone of Pancake Swap. It's Pancake Swap, but with a new game mechanism where they have a burn function that is funded by deposit fees into their pools. So as long as people are coming over here to deposit and earn the egg token, which is sitting at $26, then they're going to get these deposit fees of 4%. They're going to come into the pool. They're going to buy eggs up and they're going to burn them. So this site is pretty interesting. It's only a few days old. They added their announcement tabs to the main tab. You see, I'm not harvesting a ton. Like I said, I didn't invest a lot money into this project, but I did put a few $100s, and so far things are going pretty good. I don't know if I'll be able to say that in another day. Here's Pancake Swap. This is probably the one that everyone would say they're the most comfortable with. Pancake Swap has over $1 billion in liquidity, 1.6 billion. So they have a lot of money. They responded to the Goose Finance thing that they did clean up that code so that they don't have that vulnerability for them to be able to drain the funds anymore. They already have their lottery running, which helps them with their token burning. They already have an NFT platform coming, so you can get these NFTs. I can't get them. You had to fill out a thing to get them from the Google Docs and win them at this point. I wasn't here early enough to take part in that, but eventually they're going to be selling these fun little NFTs that have to do with Pancake Swap. Once they're out, I'll get a little bit more information for you guys and probably do a post on this one. They also do what they call IFOs here. These are initial coin offerings, but they're on here, so they're initial fund offerings. The way these work, they give a good utility to the cake token. So I'll just do a quick little recap of how this works. So what happens with this is on a certain day, you're going to be able to give them a deposit of Cake and BNB LP tokens that they get to keep. So they keep those and they burn them 100%. So it's both deflationary to Cake and to the BNB token to get into these sales. It's how you buy your tokens. So basically, if you want to take part in one of these, you have to go to the home screen. I mean, to the liquidity pair, and you have to add liquidity for BNB and Cake. So you would add this in here. You would get your liquidity tokens into your wallet. You could, until they open up the sale, go to the farm and deposit your Cake and BNB LP tokens into here and get some return on them for however long you're waiting and you're holding them. You are going to be having some impermanent loss as far as Cake and BNB are concerned. If BNB starts going up a lot, you're going to have less BNB and more Cake in there. But your liquidity tokens aren't going to move. You're going to stay the same. So because your liquidity tokens are gonna not go anywhere, once the IFO opens, you then deposit your liquidity tokens for a share of the initial offering of this token. So you can see they're selling 2 million of them. They're trying to raise $1 million, and this is the Cake to burn USD would be 500,000. They're hoping to burn $500,000 of Cake. So this is the goal, is for them to get enough tokens to give this for this project to have raised $1 million. They want to burn the $500,000 worth of Cake, and then we're going to see if they raise if they're able to get that. Now, the one thing to understand about these is in the past they have funded well over what they were trying to get. So because they get oversubscribed 900%, 2,000%, 1,400%. Oops, sorry, this is a ditto. This was another one. 600% on this one, and 484 on this one. You end up getting a maybe smaller allocation than you would have expected to get if you did the math thinking that they were only going to fund at their goal. So see, like if their goal was to raise $1 million and they were doing 10 million, and you did the math, like if I gave them $1,000, I should get 10,000 of these tokens. Well, that wouldn't end up being true when they get 998% of funds and there's only this many helmet for sale. So I haven't gotten into any of these. I don't know how good they are. I'm just kind of showing them to you so you have a feel of what's out there on the Pancake Swap site. You'll be able to see what's going on once this goes live. It's 2 days, 10 hours away. One of the nice things about this is that if you are somebody who's just into farming, there's a good chance that this farm right here that a chunk of this money is going to disappear. And that's because some of the people are going to take at least some, or if not all of their tokens, and put them into the IFO. And so this could change to where there's not as much in here, and then you could start earning more of the returns. And this one is a one that is pretty high on the returns. I'm going to show you one thing really cool about the Binance Smart Chain. I probably should have shown you this a little bit sooner. And I'm going to go and I'm going to approve a contract so you can see how cheap it is. So this is one I was thinking about farming in the future. I don't know if I'm going to farm it right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you the money. So see, to approve a contract on Binance Smart Chain is about 9 cents right now. And it's 0.0006 BNB. I've seen this at 7 cents, and I've seen it as high as 11 cents. This is what is allowing people to be able to unstake tokens whenever they want, reinvest them, compound them daily instead of weekly or monthly. And so it's a really decent thing. I'm actually going to reject that. I could just showed it to you. I forgot. I don't have to actually do it. These are just a feel for some of the pools. The way their pools work is that you deposit Cake into the pool and you can earn the other token, or you can deposit Cake into the pool and earn Cake. This one's kind of a special one they did. You were able to deposit comp and earn Cake, and it started with a very, very big percentage. And then the rest of these, basically, there's pools where you deposit your cake to earn any one of these other tokens, including there's an EG Gold pool, there's a Front pool, there's a UST pool, there's a Ditto pool, and other projects can come and try to put in a pool here to get their project going. This is something that we're going to have to see if it grows and the team is able to continue to put together really good pools, because by launching projects on the Binance Smart Chain through their IFO project and then getting pools going for the different projects, they're able to make a demand for the cake token that is really strong, and that's why it's grown from just $1, then $3, then $4, and $5, and then $7, is because why would you sell your cake when you could either deposit it to earn more cake, or you could deposit it to earn any one of these new tokens. Lena is one that people have talked about being pretty popular. That's why there's so much deposited in here, that it's not earning quite as much as some of the other protocols. But it's definitely a pretty cool site. I'm having a lot of fun playing around on the Binance Smart Chain. I'm making some money. I'm able to move things from one thing to another thing. I'm able to unstake every day. I'm able to just have a lot of fun here. And that's one of the things I could not do on Ethereum. It was not fun on Ethereum to stress out about checking ETH gas station, trying to figure out when I could move funds. I mean, it's fun to just hold Ethereum because it keeps going up, but it was not fun for me to play around in the pool. And I mean, I'll show you the difference here. So this is another tool. I have a link in the description. If you hung out this far, then you get to see they have what is called a yield watch tool. Now, it doesn't have all the sites in it, so this isn't going to track my Goose yet, but I'm guessing that eventually, if Goose isn't a rug pull site and isn't a scam, then they'll get added here, because basically they've got the bigger protocols that they track in here. But you look up your address and they will check a protocol and they will show you how much money you have invested in said protocol. So this kind of just follows up on my Pancake Swap. I'm able to see that I have a DOT and Wrap BNB pool. I did have some impermanent loss for my BNB in this pool, so I got an extra amount of DOT tokens. I had about 10... no, I want to say I deposited about 9.5 BNB in here. Now I have about 8.25, and I went up from like 30 something DOT to 42 DOT. My suggestion, if you're going to go into any of these kind of pools that match up BNB and another token, that you have to be happy if you get this kind of a change. Am I really upset that I have a little bit less BNB and more DOT for my long-term holdings and future of my money in the crypto world? Not really, because I feel like DOT's a really good program and I feel like BNB is a really good program. So if it would have went either way, if I would have lost a little bit of DOT and got a little bit more BNB, I would have been okay. And if I would have got a lot, and I did in fact lose a little bit of BNB, because when I was putting it in, it was like $80 or $90. It went up to like 130, 140. It was worse. I was down to like 8 BNB, but it's come back down a little bit, and DOT went up a little bit. So, you're just going to have this fluctuation. That's what they call impermanent loss. It's kind of a bad name because you're not really losing money directly, but you're losing gains you could have had if you had the two tokens just sitting outside of the pool. Because when BNB went up, you were just like, hey, I made some extra money, and dump them. And then when DOT went up, they go extra money and you dump them. But if you don't really plan on selling your tokens, this is a good way to put them to work. As you can see, I've made 6 cake here. I've also been putting my cake into here. Not all of them. I did sell, I think, 1 cake when it was $5, just for $5 in BNB, just to help me cover those 8-cent charges. So I just, every once in a while, when I stake and claim these things, I'll sell them for a little bit of BNB, and then I will go ahead and hold it. This right here, I initially moved over $3,000 into the DAI USD pool. I took out $400 of the money that I put in it on here, and I put that into the Goose program, mostly because the Goose program was paying more. I didn't move all of it because Goose was brand new, and Goose has that 4% deposit that you have to cover. So I was going to be losing a little bit of funds. So I left some of it here just so you can see, even though this is a safer pool to be in, that impermanent loss is really not going to matter much, because DAI and BAUSD are both worth $1 in theory. I know one of them is always a little bit more than the other one, depending on which platform you are on. But in general, I'm always going to have about $2,622 in here for this many liquidity tokens. That's never going to change. This number does change, as if both tokens go up in value, my ratio will stay the same, but the money will go up. So this is safer, but I've only earned 1.8 cake. This is a little more risky, but less money, and I've earned 6 cake. Now, there is, I did this first. So it's more like 4 cake to 2 cake roughly. And then I've been staking the cake. And the staking the cake is just everything that I've earned. I haven't bought any cake. And I've been sitting in here just to stake and earn a little bit more. I only have 6 of them in there, so I'm earning very, very slowly, but I'm just trying to compound my earnings. If cake is a big project and starts to rival Uniswap, which it might do if it pushes up past 2 billion, 3 billion in liquidity, you can imagine the token is going to keep going up, and you could easily see the cake token, I feel like, somewhere around $10 to $12, which would put its market cap, depending on how much inflation it would get them close to a $1 billion market cap instead of a $100 million market cap. I believe if we go look on CoinGecko right now, do this really quick for anyone that's still hanging out. Oh, not Kasha. Sorry, my mouse clicked on me. You got cake sitting here. Okay, so it's at 700 billion. I got you because it's at $7 now. So if it went up another 20 to 30%, so $9 because of inflation of the token, it would cross $1 billion. Now eventually, if it just holds 7, because this Pancake Swap token doesn't have a hard cap, and it inflates at the amount it does, and until they decide to introduce a hard cap, they just have to introduce more ways to burn the token. A lot more initial coin offerings are IFOs, not initial coin, but if they do more of those, and there's going to be a lot of cake burned when those actually happen, we could see the market cap number, the coin cost, the market cap could take a little hit until the coin cost catches up, because we don't know how many, I don't know, you might lose $1 million or $2 million worth of cake out of the area, depending on what they end up doing when they oversubscribe that pool, if they do it like the ones they have for the last few things. So it's an interesting project to watch, that's for sure. It's a lot of fun to use. If you hung out here, I hope you got a little bit of value from just seeing some of the projects I'm in, seeing how I find the projects, seeing some of the tools I'm using, like the Yield Watch tool, the Defystation site that you need to go to if you want to check out any of these other protocols that are on here. I know I'm still learning about a lot of them. I went and checked out Venus. It's their #1 platform. It has the most money locked, but the APIs, the returns here are just not as good. I'll show you really quick. Yeah, we're at 33 minutes, so this is a little bit low, but if you wanted to see kind of here on the savings accounts, these are the kind of APYs. This is more like a traditional copy of something like Celsius or Blockify or Crypto.com, like the earn programs. You deposit your money and then you make these kind of returns. They're doing pretty good on the USDT, Tether, and BUSD. I mean, these are solid returns for something so safe as a deposit. And even BNB at 8% is not too bad. I have to admit that. But is it under Mint? I haven't really been on this site that often. Markets, maybe. Huh. I'll have to come back here. I don't want to waste too much time. I don't really know the Venus site that much. I feel like I saw a different listing of all their protocols. Okay. Well, guys, that's it for my video today. Sorry for that little kind of at the end. I lost track of what I was doing there, trying to figure out if I could see the other payouts on that site. Thank you for anybody who's supporting my channel. I'm up to 275 subscribers. I've been growing, a few subscribers a day. It's been really fun to see that. I'm still putting out a lot of content on Splinterlands. This is my Town Star guide. If you wanted to know how to play this, I teach you how to play it from the beginning to about where your town is self-sufficient on gasoline. I'm going to be doing a follow-up to this to show you where I got this town to pretty soon if you're interested in that. I'm also doing updates on things like the BetFury site that I get some money from. If there's anything out there, any projects that are worth looking at that somebody wants me to take a look at, let me know. And I'd be glad at this point to just take suggestions and make things for anybody who's taken the time to watch my videos, especially if you're watching to the end and hearing this. Thanks, everybody.